is a Bramble Jam podcast.
All right, I'm ready now. It's Monday, February 22nd, and you know what you should do?
What's that?
Take the day off.
Just
Easy groove. Little yacht rock.
Little yacht rock.
Little yacht rock. Oh, yeah, that feels right.
Give me that caviar.
Caviar?
Caviar.
The Horse de Warves.
if you will.
Horse de Warves.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Take the Day Off. It's the daily show where me and my good friend Dan tell you to take the day off
Yeah, we do.
via a random holiday.
Why wouldn't we?
And today's no exception because
No.
Mondays are for chumps.
Yeah, if you work on Monday, you're a loser.
That's right. How dare you get up with the sun and
5 a.m. We're here.
Do the work.
But you're the loser.
yeah, you're the loser.
That's right.
Dan, how are you, pal?
I'm great, man. How about you?
Doing good. Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, I need a little sip of water to get my week going, but I had a good weekend. How about your
Yeah,
weekend?
wet
Was
your
it good?
whistle?
Wet my whistle.
What your whistle?
Yeah. What about you? Did you have a good weekend?
I had a lovely weekend.
Lovely weekend.
So good that I don't even know if I've done it yet.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. It's like it still feels like it's.
I've got both my vaccines now. So this weekend, I went out and just licked a bunch of telephone poles.
You know, it takes a few weeks to like
What?
be at the tip top.
Be at the tip top. What do you mean?
Tip top 95.
I got the 2 shots, bro.
I know you got the 2 shots, but it takes a couple, like a few.
I don't know what you mean.
It's like 3 weeks or something like that to be
3 weeks after the first, 10 days after the second. So I should have waited till Wednesday
You should wait until I would wait until this next weekend to lick things.
to lick
if I were
things.
you.
Okay.
But
Then
do you
I'm
know like there's
li-
still a chance?
licking away.
Can you imagine being the first loser
Licks away.
who gets the vaccines and then still gets COVID?
Somebody's already done it.
Oh.
There already has been that case. Like, I tested positive. Son of a gun.
That loser. Loser.
He probably works on Mondays.
He probably does.
Mm-hmm.
Man, today's an exciting day, guys. A day that I think you should take off. And it's a day that Dan is very good at.
What's that?
And I'll get to that in just a second. Bramble Jam Plus, Yo Gavel Gavel, Back to Bayside. They're up and running on the Bramble Jam
They
Plus
are.
side. Every Friday, you're going to get one of those. And so
No
I don't know
commercials.
why you wouldn't. Is
this point.
BrambleJamPlus.com. Plus, you get this show ad free.
Yeah.
So if you don't want that 20-minute show with the ad break,
You want to narrow it down to maybe 18.
that's exactly
Well,
right.
now's your chance.
It's Be Humble Day, everybody. Be humble.
Sit down.
Be humble.
I am good at that day. You're right.
You're so good at it. You're so good at it. Humble is more of a way of life. You know
That's
what
right.
I mean?
That's right.
Just because you're boisterous and opinionated,
That's right.
and you think that you're right about everything, doesn't
That
mean
is right. You
that
get
you're
it.
not humble.
And I want to be very clear on this. I do not think I'm right about everything. If I'm wrong, I hope I'm going to be the first to tell you that I'm wrong. I just speak of opinions, and people think I speak them with such conviction that they think that I think they're fact.
You do assume that you're right, though. On most, like
Doesn't everyone assume that they're
I'm
right?
almost. I'm 99% of the time. I'm like, there's a good chance I'm wrong on this one.
Sometimes I say I could be wrong on this.
I could be wrong.
I could be wrong on this. Yeah.
It's February 22nd. It's Be Humble Day.
Be humble.
Golda Meir said, "Don't be humble. You're not. Don't be humble. You're not that great."
Is Goldemir like from the Lord of the Rings? Who's Goldemir?
I don't know. It just has this quote on there. I was talking to Humble Joe the other day.
Humble Joe.
You know Humble Joe?
I love Humble Joe.
He
Hard
was
to get a word out of him.
It's hard to get a word, and he was just like, I was like, "What was that, Humble?" And he was like, "Hey, Chef," and I was like, I brought you your paper," and he's like, "No, no, no." And I said, "Can you talk into a microphone for me and let me record it so that way I can amplify it later and figure out what you're saying?" He's like, "Oh." So I got the recorder in front of him. I recorded a mumble, and when I got home, much to my surprise, this is what
Humblin' Joe.
This is what Mumble and Humble Joe said. He said, "That is about Be Humble Day." That was the amplified.
On the mic.
Is that true?
It is true.
Yeah.
And you've heard, you may be a little young, you've heard of Evel Knievel.
I have.
Evel Knievel did all these big jumps. You know, he was just crazy, just would jump over, stuff with his motorcycle. But have you heard of Crazy Stacy?
I have not heard of Crazy Stacy.
Crazy Stacy was Evel Knievel before Evel Knievel was the thing. In the late 40s and early 50s.
Stacy Boy?
Arico. No, a girl. Okay. Not related to the Stacy Arico that you...
Interesting, but it is Stacy Arico?
Stacy Arico, yes.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. And in the Southwest, Crazy Stacy Arico would take any dare that you gave her. And she lived to tell the tale about it.
Amazing.
One time she took her Ford car.
I know it.
And she drove it all the way across the state of Arizona.
Okay.
And did so with no gasoline. She could use anything but gasoline in the tank. And so she put water in the tank. She put alcohol in the tank. And she made it all the way across the state. She also just would set houses on fire for no reason whatsoever. Okay. But if you ask Stacy, hey, did you do these big things? She'd be like, no. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. And the reason is because she would have been arrested for a lot of the things that she did. And she was trying to maintain her innocence. But people a lot of times who knew her called her Crazy Stacy, but also called her Humble Stacy. And so when she finally was arrested for a number of arsons, as well as some assault and battery, which we don't have to get into, some theft, grand theft auto, it's not important. They did establish Be Humble Day in Crazy Stacy's honor. If you can believe it. Not the game.
I can believe it because from what I'm seeing, and and kind of in keeping in the spirit of this day, no one's taking credit for it outwardly, and so it sounds
Crazy
as if
Stacy, baby.
you have gotten to the bottom of
As
this
I do.
squirrely day of Be Humble Day. What you have a nice limerick for kind of how you encourage people to be humble. You used to teach it in your classroom. It was Humble 101. So what, right out of the gate, what do you teach people about humbleness?
Humility is said often out of bed to figure out a way to say, hey, it's your turn to go and burn.
Can you break that down for me?
Yeah, it was from Stacy would say that.
Stacy would say
yeah,
that.
because
It's
it's
your turn to go
burn a house down. Like I've been burning houses down all day. It's your turn to go and burn.
Okay.
That's what being humble is all
So you would
about.
teach that in Humble 101?
Yeah, for sure. Humility 101. Yeah.
Interesting. Who's the most humble person you know?
Oh, probably Jesus. You got one?
I'm gonna go with the devil, and here's why. I think he's a sneaky fella, and he's got a lot. He's you don't see him. He's crouching out there down there like a lion.
He's out there crouching.
He's out there.
Did you compare the devil to a lion?
No, just like a.
You did.
You know what I did?
You did. Yeah.
And not like the Lion of
Judah.
But like a lion of like Scar,
Like Scar the lion.
like Scar the lion.
Yeah, not like Mufasa or Simba.
And
lion.
Scar, he does what he does. Sure, yes, he is responsible for.
And he
the
brags
death.
a lot.
But he doesn't.
He does.
He doesn't say
There's
that
a
he
whole
did it
song,
though.
Be prepared.
But he doesn't tell anybody that he did the dirty. And I think that's the key.
The
That he did the dirty. That he
Because
did
it
the
would
dirty.
cost him the prize. It would cost him everything.
Exactly. And that's the key to being humble. You know, like if you're too boisterous, it's going to cost you everything.
Man.
We asked everybody last Friday, enough being humble. We're not even going to do it. I want you to brag about yourself. What is your greatest accomplishment?
I love it.
We're going to get to those in just a second after this quick break, unless you're on Promotion Plus. Here on Take the Day Off. Happy Be Humble Day, everybody.
man.
Take that day off.
Dude, what's your greatest accomplishment?
My greatest accomplishment. Oh, that's a good one.
Hey, can we take off the table marrying our wives?
Of course.
Because
And
that would be
family's
the go-to. Family,
phenomenal.
wife,
It's
kids,
amazing.
of course. Let's take that off the table.
I
What do you
mean,
got?
this company is probably my
This has to- that's mine too.
accomplishment.
We literally full-time just talk.
We just full-time talk, and that's
It's
pretty
fantastic.
Great. That's pretty great.
It has to be mine. I almost won a state championship in basketball. Just one game away. Lost that one.
Yeah. So it could have been.
Yeah.
Could have been your greatest accomplishment.
yeah.
But
It's got to be that. I feel like.
that or writing a book. And by writing, I mean
Yeah, we
having
wrote a book.
published.
Yeah, book coming out. Maybe if we get on a bestsellers list, that would be up there.
That'd be up there
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. For sure. We got asked everybody on the Brainwolf Gym Plus about their greatest accomplishments because sometimes you got to brag a little bit to be humble. You got to get it out of your system.
You got to get it out. Bro, that's why you have to take the whole day off.
Yeah, they
from
take
what
the
I
whole
understand.
day. Yes,
The
exactly.
day off.
Dan, what do we have?
A lot of people say they're kids, and that's a great answer. And we want you to actually brag on yourself, and that's kind of a trick answer there. Hillary says my greatest accomplishment is surviving this school year with back and forth in-person and distance learning and not being able to teach choir and creating a music appreciation curriculum. God bless you. If you are an arts teacher right now, a fine arts teacher, drama, theater, music, you have had one of the toughest jobs in the country since COVID hit. So God bless you, Hillary. God bless anybody out there in that boat. Not that other teachers haven't had it hard as well, but having to do something that requires voice projection and requires kinesthetic learning every single day and working with others, very tough right now. So Hillary gets some kudos, and I guarantee you that is such an accomplishment.
Kudos.
100% accurate.
Tracy Perry says Junior Cowboy Action Shooting World Championship. Wow.
What was that again?
Junior Cowboy Action Shooting World Champion.
Wow.
Or earning my master's degree in education administration. It's a toss-up. And I would say
It's the first one.
Definitely the first one.
I have the second one. So the first one is better.
The Junior Cowboy Action
Come on.
Shooting World
Yes.
Champion. What is that? I'm going to Google that because
Yeah,
I just
got
don't. That's
Alonzo says, I took the ramblings of these three goofballs who talk about a terrible made-for-TV holiday movies and somehow wrestled it into being a book. Alonzo, yes, that is 100% your greatest accomplishment. Do not sell yourself short. That is accurate. Also, Katie says, my previous job sent me to New Orleans to complete the first level sommelier test, and I passed. Not considered a full certified sommelier yet, but still very cool. Katie, that's something to brag on. If you passed the first round of sommelier school or sommelier testing, man, you get it. That's impressive. I like that a lot.
Oh, Michael Killen over there with his 2 Emmy Awards. Oh,
gosh, Michael, come on, man. 2? Yeah.
2. Just leave some for the rest of us,
right.
I say.
Yeah.
Gina says, I should say my kids, which is true, but I'm also proud of my credit score. I worked hard for it, and I love the look on people's faces when they have to run it. Gina, what is your credit score?
Yeah. I mean, out of 8, isn't it tip out at 840?
I think so.
Or is it tip out at 900? Depends on if it's Equifax or TransUnion. Out of 840, what do you think Gina's credit score is?
If it's anything less than 840, I'm unimpressed.
Yeah. It's got to be high 8s, right? If it caps at 840, the highest my credit score ever was, and this is before like I had this is like right in that wheelhouse where you have great credit, but you haven't had to take major loans. The highest my credit score ever was 808, I believe. And if your credit score is like 825, that's getting it done.
Yeah.
But like mine's not 808 anymore, I can tell you that. But at the height,
Credit score is such it's
a rigmarole.
What is it?
Yeah.
It's just hi, I'm Adam's credit. You
Yeah.
did a good job.
That's right. Yeah.
Here's some numbers.
Here's some numbers.
Marin says, going to Patagonia, not the store, for 9 weeks hiking by myself without learning the language.
You went to Patagonia for 9 weeks. The store, though.
Yes, the store. I sat there inside of a tent to see if anyone would notice. Hike Half Dome and Mount St. Helens in the same year.
Wow.
And when I turned 30, did 30 things I never did before, including skydiving, riding in a hot air balloon, and running a 15K. Marin, you have done so many things that I will never do. So
many.
Congratulations
Her and
to
then
you.
Paige always has interesting ones from like Zimbabwe or Zambia or somewhere. Arlie says, after a lot of hard work the past several years and with no help from Dave Ramsey, I paid off all my debt. By the way, fairly new to the podcast and love them all. I live in Nashville and drive by their large offices every day to go to work. Not to mention my brother works at Ramsey. In fact, my brother was the one who suggested your podcast to me. Love it and keep it coming. If your brother works at Ramsey and listens to our podcast, Arlie, you're wonderful. We need to talk to him ASAP because I would love for Dave to get to hear how much I think he's an absolute fraud and a crook live. I think that would be wonderful. If we could find a way to make that happen, that would be great. Because I got my envelope of Dave Ramsey zingers is full. I am flush with Dave Ramsey barbs. So you tell him to let us know how we could get in contact because I'd love that.
I know Dave has helped a lot of Dave's thing has helped a lot of people. But it's the fact, like, he makes it prescriptive, and I don't think that's helpful. Like, it's not for everybody. Everybody doesn't. It's not. It's not. It's not.
Not for anyone who is not privileged. One, it's not for anyone who has to live in the real world. Two, and three, it's not for anyone who wants to follow the biblical guidelines that he propagates, because he says in the 7 steps of financial peace, whatever the heck he calls it, the 7th step after paying off your house is to give freely and openly. I'm sorry. No. That is not what we're called to do. You give freely and openly first, then worry about paying off your house. Sorry, Dave, you're the worst. There's a little rant for you on Take the Day Off this morning.
And also, step 7 is build wealth and give.
Oh, build wealth and give. Thank God he put that in there.
Unless you're building wealth, then don't give.
That's just Satan incarnate. And not the humble one either.
Hey, Tracy, the other Tracy said was on the Coca-Cola All-American High School drill team for 4 years.
Okay.
So shout out. Did you get a lot of free Coke for that? Coca-Cola, that is? Whitney says becoming a lawyer, which is very impressive.
That's a big one.
I think anybody who has the patience to become a doctor or a lawyer is phenomenal, because it takes so much schooling. I just don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how you
it's tough sled.
commit yourself to
Christian says becoming DTH Plus member. That is accurate. Yeah, because Bramble Jam Plus gets you the ad free. DTH Plus gets you the Facebook group. That's a big deal. Congratulations.
Yes. Lots of great reasons for being humble, or for not being humble, for bragging. But be humble, because you know what? All this could be gone tomorrow.
All of it.
Today even.
Could be gone today.
So be humble.
Be humble.
You did great work. Keep doing great work.
Keep doing great work.
But be humble.
I like it. We did it.
What's tomorrow's day, you might be asking? Let me see if I can find it over
you have
here.
a question?
Oh, here it is. The question for tomorrow is, if you compete in any Olympic sport, what would it be and why?
Does that have to be a real one? Real
Yes, it has to. Well, I don't know. We'll find out. Do you have one you would make up?
Well, I mean, people do that all the time. Like, if they could make an Olympic sport for you, what sport would it be? Like the National Sleepy Late Olympics.
Yeah,
or something.
I think we got a little bit of both of those things in here tomorrow.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. Until then, I hope you guys take the day off. For the love of God, please take the day off.
For the love of God.
And we got just a packed 6 people up there
packed
today.
house. Well, it's social distancing, Brain.
Jamie, come on down here. Jamie's going to do the haiku today.
Okay, great.
Here, it's really good, and we'll be back tomorrow. Until then, take the day off. Mary, did you know? JK. I kid, man. But for real, did you?
Saw that did you coming. It's the only way that could have ended. Thanks, Jamie, for nothing. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. God bless. Yes, you suck.